Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and unmute Sue. Thank you guys for hopping on. I'm super excited to lead today. So I have Sue here and I love her story. I was talking just to someone else earlier about her and I'm like, you gotta get on, like her story is so, so good, but I'm gonna let her share it for you because she can share her story best. I'm not gonna waste any time talking, but we've been friends for, a couple of years now. We've done getaways together, our husbands, get along and they talk on the getaways too, which is super cool. I love when we see men connect here with our community. So I love that. But I'm gonna let her take it away. So Sue, why don't you give us like a little bit of who you are, where you come from, have you done this before? Like, how were you introduced? And I've got my notebook ready because every time I hear you talk, I'm ready.
Hi guys. Okay, yes. Hi, my name is Su-yin. You call me Sue. And I was actually on my Facebook memories today and I saw a memory from 6 years ago. So I've actually been doing network marketing for 6 years now, which is crazy. I usually say 5 because I've been with Thrive for 5, right? And sometimes in that first company that you start with, it's kind of like you're trying it out. You're like dabbling a bit. You're like, what is this? Like, I don't know. This is kind of interesting. Like, right. You're kind of half in, half out. Like, does this really work? So I started with a previous company that Katie was also with previously. I feel like a lot of us started there. And honestly, it was a good start. It was a good foundation. I messaged so many people. I'm not saying that was good, but I talked to so many people. I posted like 5 times a day. I learned consistency in that company. And looking back on my posts, I mean, I was putting myself out there. And so I did that company for a little bit. And then I found Thrive, and Thrive, it just seemed like nothing compared. Like I saw a top leader leave that company for Thrive, and I was like no fees, no monthly fees, no yearly fees, no auto ship, no required auto ship to get a discount, free product. Like there's just, this isn't possible. Like what is going on? Grabbed a sample, didn't really work. I took it like in the middle of the day. I was working like swing shift and I had eaten and it just like, honestly, I did it wrong. And I still decided to join because of all the perks of the company, if I'm honest. But obviously, once I started Thrive, I was like, okay, this is lit. Like, I can't even live without this stuff. I was drinking like 5 coffees a day. I was drinking Red Bull. Like, it was all bad. Okay. So I started thriving. I started feeling amazing. I got off all the coffee. I started telling everybody I knew. I started promoting on social media, and our team is very heavy on social media. So I kind of love right now what we have going on, talking a lot about in person, because this is all new to me. So when I hear like Amanda Savage and, these leaders talking about, and sorry, I'm brand new to your guys' team. So I'm not super good with names yet, but it's all new to me is the in-person, because for the past 5 years, I've done everything on social media and I built to 40K on social media only. So thank you. So I started building. And one thing I want to say though, is like, when I did join and Thrive, one thing I understood, because my leader would say it, is that it takes time to build a network marketing business. And I grasped that concept so quickly. And I feel like that's why I didn't quit. It took me a few years to build a team. It took me a solid 3 years, guys, to start building a team. But I stayed and I kept going and I showed up and I got on the Zooms and I was excited and I went to the events. I went to Palooza and I was on fire, but like I was not really advancing. I wasn't building a team yet. So I understood early on, it takes time. And my leader would say that, hey, it takes 3 to 5 years to build a network marketing business. And, I feel like so many people come in and they think it's going to happen in a few months, in a year. They watch the announcements, they watch the leaders excel, right? And it's like, well, when's my time? And after 2 years hits, it's kind of like, that's your breaking point where you're like, man, I don't have a team yet. Like, and that was me. I didn't have a team at 2 years. I was like, man, but I wasn't breaking because I understood it takes time. And so I think that's such an important concept for us leaders to teach about and say, just knowing the facts of network marketing. So it's something I got really early on was reading books, right? I started reading books about network marketing. I didn't just take what my leaders said, because yes, these trainings are phenomenal. We're going to tell you so much about social. We're going to tell you about in person here on this team, which I love. We're going to tell you tips and tricks and what's working right now. But what's so important is that you go read those books of network marketers who have been doing this for 50 years, 60 years. They've been doing this and they're giving you their golden nuggets, right? Listen to the YouTubes, go check out Eric Worre. Yes, his skills maybe aren't like what we do now, but he has so much knowledge and skill set, and he's going to help you in the long term to stay with it. So that's something I did super early on. So that's kind of like a little bit about the start of my journey. Was I just really dove into learning, and I think that's what kept me here so long.
So I want to touch on something that you had said, and then we know that's not the end of your journey. Like, you didn't just join Thrive and it was happily ever after. We know that there's more to it. And so I'm going to let you share that. But I love that you said it takes 3 to 5 years to build, but you kept going anyways. And so it reminded me of something that I've trained on before, and it's your goals versus your vision. And so I believe that your goals are the small stepping stones in your business. We have a goal to thrive for free. We have a goal to hit our VIPs. We have a goal, to maybe pay down some debt, those kinds of things. But your vision, I feel like, is long term. Your vision is like, I might not be where I want to be right now. I might be here for a year or two when I'm not 12K yet. I might have lost my rank. I might be struggling. I might have had someone leave my team. I might not be thriving for free this month or last month, but I have a vision for the next 5 to 7 to 10 years that I know I'm going to work for day in and day out, regardless of my shortcomings, regardless of if I hit that goal or not. And so I think that your goals are your stepping stones to your vision, but you were like, I see this long term. And you had that instilled in you from day one, which is amazing, because some people, it takes time to learn, right? So you have to have that vision of like, what do you want long term, and be committed to it. You'll never see someone who's, up on stage with their millionaire sign or their 200K sign, who walks across the stage and says, oh, it was all easy. No one ever quit on me. Nobody ever laughed at me. I never lost my rank. Like, you'll never see someone go up there and say that it was just a smooth sail to the top. There's ebbs and flows, there's ups and downs, but you have to understand that it takes time. And I think it's asinine that we will work 40 to 50 to 60 years for somebody else, but not 3 to 5 to 7, even to 10 for ourselves. So I love that you had that instilled in you. And if you're here and you're like, why am I not where I want to be yet? Like, what's going on? Or, I feel like I'm doing all the right things and I'm not seeing the results. I would just ask you to like hang on to that long-term vision of why you're here, because the time's going to pass anyways. The next 5 years are going to pass anyways. And I would rather spend those 5 years working for myself and working towards that breakthrough than to give up because it didn't go according to my plan. Well, newsflash, you guys, it's never going to go according to your plan, right? Like, it never does. So hold tight to that vision. But Sue, keep going, because that's not the end of your story.
Yeah, no, that's so good. Thank you for sharing that. And about the goals, I had that kind of written down too. Is like, there's 2 goals. And once you catch hold and understand that, it's not about like the one-time customer, right? Your goal is a lifelong customer, and you will find them. Like, I have them and they followed me. So if you don't know my story, so I walked away in November. I saw a big leader walk away, and, she made it look really smooth and shiny. And there was just like this whole thing, right? And guys, I would always be the one to preach to my team, like, people always come back, because they do always come back to Thrive. And I would preach that, right? And maybe that was me being proud, because pride comes before the fall. And I would preach that. And, what do you know? I walked away for a company that you have to pay for your products. And my team would message me things like, hey, I've spent X, $1,000 and I have only made $100. Like, what do I do? And it was just terrifying. And I was like, this is not what I want to be a part of. Like, I am here to help people win. I am here to help my team. I don't want a company that's going to kick them out, or, not pay them if they don't make sales, or put so much pressure on buying product. Here we can bring in 2 customers and get it for free. And even if you can't get those 2 customers, grab you some capsules and promote capsules the whole month. Like, I don't know what it is, but you can just grab one thing and you can do this as like a Baroque mama from the start. And that's what I love, because when I joined this company, I had nothing. I couldn't pay for diapers. I couldn't pay for gas. I had nothing. And that's why I love this company. I couldn't even pay for my free product. Like, I earned the free product and I didn't have the shipping, the $12. So when I say I had nothing, and that's why I love this opportunity, and that's why I stuck with it for so long. So I left in November of last year, and I left for 6 months. I really promoted the other company for like maybe 3 months, and then I just realized, man, I'm done. So I spent about 3 months just kind of like praying, waiting. I reached out to Katie. I became a customer under Katie. I was like, I need to get my Thrive back because like my husband's been thriving the whole time. He never stopped. He does not support this other company. Like he is just a thriver through and through. And he, you know, obviously he supported my goals. He supported me as a human, and he supported me emotionally, but product wise, like he would not take the other products. Like he was just like, I'm thriving. So I reached out to Katie. I became a customer under her after about 4 months. And then when the 6 month mark came, I joined Katie again as a promoter and started from zero, restarted my account here with Thrive. And so that was last month. And, you know, it's been a journey. It's been hard, you know, and it taught me a big lesson that, you know, not to be prideful and not to be looking left and right and not to be trying to find something better, because what we have truly is gold. And you guys are seeing so many leaders come back right now. If you're familiar with like different leaders in Thrive, there's so many coming back, and it's just wild. And it shows. It's the proof is in the pudding, guys. We have gold here. There's no reason. We have skincare. Like if you have someone that doesn't want energy, they're pregnant, they don't want to take products, we have skincare that's bomb skincare. Like we have so much to offer here, you guys. But I just, you know, one thing about my journey is I worked a lot. So if you're, I work as a nurse, and right now I'm home with my kids. Thank you, Jesus. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'll take it. But I work as a nurse full time. And so that's my life. I have 5 kids. I'm busy, right? And I work full time as a nurse. And so if you're someone that works, I just want you to know, like, you can still do this. Jim Rohn is a big name. Thank you, Amanda, for sharing those books and things. Jim Rohn is someone I love to listen to because he'll help you understand this is a part-time like thing that you're doing. And I want you guys to get that. I know some leaders will preach like, no, this is like your full-time, and that, you know, I get that. And this is a huge career, and you have to have a huge vision for this. And if you want to go far, you got to see yourself in those future, right, houses and cars and all the things that are coming for you, because you are capable, you're worthy. Anybody can do this. But starting out in your first 3 to 5 years, seriously, 5 years, this is something that you need to see. Like, don't put so much pressure on it. This is a part-time. Might pay you sometimes a couple $100s a month. You might make it to 12K, make a couple $100s a month in your building stages. And once you grasp that concept of like not putting so much pressure on your success, because I don't want you guys to quit your job and then your income goes down and you walk away. I don't want that for you. I want you to do this long term. I want you to do this for the next 20 years. I want you to be a 50-year-old thriver, 60-year-old thriver, you know, and that's when you have that solid beach money, right? Guys, read that book. Beach Money is such a good book. But you know, I want you guys to really catch that vision of your future. But in those first 3 to 5 years, which a lot of you are in right now, know that this is a part-time thing and be consistent with it. And like understand that this is something you do on the side, but you're consistent. You do it every single day. Right. And I got that when I worked. I got that when I'm home. I got that. And I have lists and systems that I do to keep me going. So we have IPAs, right? I put my IPAs on my notes on my phone. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know if you like checklists. I love checklists. So I have a note on my phone every single morning. Okay, I'm going to tell you what it says, and then I can put it also in the chat if you guys want to copy and paste it. But it's basically, you know, it has my daily why. What's my daily why? I just jot it down really quick. And then it's the same list every single day. It's little bubbles, right? 3 steps on my stories, happy birthdays, adding people to my network, all the things that we do every single day, but just having that system and prioritizing that, right? So like if you are working, you know, when I was a nurse, like if I had downtime, if I had a 10-minute break, I was in the bathroom answering messages. If I had a lunch break, I was going live. And I didn't mind like eating a protein bar versus like a meal at lunch, because I'm like, you know what? I have goals. So I'm going to eat this protein bar in 2 minutes, chug some water, and I'm going to go live. and so I'm like, I have goals. So every little nook and cranny, like I said, I have 5 kids, I work full time and things. So every, when I pull up to work in the car, I'm answering messages. I'm getting on my stories. I'm inspiring people. I'm sharing some kind of self-development that I did. Every time I'm doing dishes and laundry, I have like a Zoom on, or I have like a training or one of these, recorded. I have it playing in the background when I'm doing chores. So it's just every moment of my day is consumed, because I know one day, like, this will be my full-time thing. Like, I will have that beach money, but until then, I'm like every nook and cranny, I'm doing this. So that kind of went off on. Katie, do you have like another question for me?
Yeah, so I wanted to touch on something that you had said also, because we keep going back to the 3 to 5 years things, and I love it so much. But I know for a fact that there are people on here right now, and I don't know like specifically, but I know that there's got to be somebody on here that has looked left or has looked right and gone, how come we joined at the same time and they're going faster than me? How come I'm sharing consistently and I missed my VIP bonus, but that person didn't miss theirs, right? Like, we look left. You guys, there's someone, I have a sideline that joined a month before me, and she's made like $3 million. I'm still working on the first one, right? Like, everyone's journey is different. But you have to remember too, is like, Sue came in and she hit all of her VIPs, 400, 800, 1600. And then she went and she hit 4K within, it was like 3 weeks. And she did the groundwork. This is her 6th year in network marketing. So she's had 6 years to, like she said, go live on her lunch break, respond to messages, be consistent, grow her network, give value, serve up, value to her audience, and all those things. And so when I started, we ran fast when I joined as well. But you guys, I had been with a different company prior for over 3 years, where I did the groundwork. I laid the foundation. And so if you've started at the same time as someone else, and maybe they've laid the groundwork or they've already got a huge network and you don't, that could be why their journey is going to be different than yours. But it's not to say that you can't also go do that. It's just going to be on a different timeline. So comparison will like rob you of everything in the business. If you're the kind of person who, and I had to do this myself as well, if you're the kind of person who likes to follow other thrivers, because we all have thrivers that we look up to. We all have specific leaders where we love their content or we love their story and we like to use some of their stuff as inspiration. I used to wake up in the morning and I would immediately consume other people's content. And then what that would do is it would make me compare myself to them later in the day. So when I had to go put my post up, I was like, oh, like, I have this post, but it's not as good as that person's post was this morning, or it's not as good as this person's was, or what did so-and-so post today? How can I replicate their post today? And I would literally compare myself into, I call it analysis paralysis, to where I would post this and now I didn't feel good enough because somebody else had a better post, or I didn't like my picture because somebody else had a better picture, or I would consume someone else's live content and then try to recreate their live content. And I'm like, now I'm not being authentic. Now I'm trying to be somebody that I'm not. And so it's okay to consume other people's content and to look up to leaders. Like, they're there for help. They're there to inspire you. But now what I will do is at night when I'm laying in bed and I've got everything done, I've posted my stuff authentically. I've gone live authentically, and in my stories authentically. And I feel good because I know what I've shared all day is from my heart. Now I'll go and go, okay, like, what did Sue do today? What did Amanda post today? What did Kaylee share today? What did Twin share today? And so I can do that after in the evening when I know that everything that I've shared through the day came from me, because I would soak up other people's content in the morning and then find myself comparing myself to them all day long. So Sue, you basically, like, you said everything. I had questions for you and you just like knocked them out. What would you say to somebody maybe who is in a season right now where they're like, I'm doing all of the things, I am plugging away, I'm doing the stories, I'm doing the reels, I'm growing my network, but I'm just not seeing that fruit that I think I should be seeing? What would you say to somebody who's feeling that way?
Yeah, I would say to trust your timeline. I would say that everything is going to work out for your good, and one day you're going to have a team that's going to be inspired by your story and inspired by you not quitting in that season where you're doing all the things and you're showing up but you're not growing. You're going to have a team to teach that to one day, and it's going to work out for your good. And I just want you to trust your timeline and truly surrender and come into a place of calm and understanding that you are no different than the top leaders. You will get there. And that's why belief is so huge. Belief is number one. It's probably something I should have started with, but we're ending with the best, right? We're saving the best for last. Belief. And you're going to hear us a lot, and it might get kind of annoying, but your I ams, those declarations you're making every day, they matter. What you write down matters. Those goals, those vision boards that we do, that I'm going to do with you guys January 1st, those vision boards, they matter. And when you put them up on your wall, you might feel silly in front of your family and friends. They might laugh at you, but they matter, because I've seen so many of those goals and visions come to pass in my own life. And my best seasons were the ones where I cried and looked myself in the mirror and said, you are a leader. You can do this. You are successful. You are consistent. You got this. And when you speak those out to yourself in the mirror, something happens. Like, it's a stirring. And I'm telling you, that belief is so big. So you got to believe. You got to believe. You got to write it down. Okay, the Bible says, make it plain and clear. Write it down on a tablet. You got to put it out there. So if you guys aren't doing those things yet, and that's why I say have a daily why, right? Have a daily why, have a daily vision, and just keep believing, because that belief is so, so huge. It's going to carry you through. People are going to see it in you. And when I went 12K, you guys, I was like writing it on my cups at work. I remember I was like, I am this, I am that. I didn't care who saw it. I was like, I am this. I would tell people, I'm quitting my job. I'm coming home to my kids. Watch me come home to my kids. And people would laugh at me at work. I didn't care. I was like, you guys, this is not my full-time thing. Like, I love what I do here. I love my patients, but this isn't my full-time. Like, I'm not here to stay, just so you know. Like, I would literally let people know. And that's the thing, is like, people would join me for my work because of my belief. So have that belief, like, have that confidence. And if you don't have that belief, borrow it from a leader, from someone else. Reach out to them, say, I don't think I really believe myself. Can you help me? Can you, stop tuning into opinions of others. Absolutely. I mean, if someone's speaking like negativity into you, like, that person's got to go. Or, if it's your spouse, or if it's someone that's close to you and they can't go necessarily, I want you to share your heart with them. I want you to say, I got on this Zoom today, and, this leader, she took a few years to build a team, but she got there. And, I really believe I can do this. Like, can you please support me? Like, can you please stop making these comments? Because they're very much like, they're hurting my mindset, and they're making it hard for me to show up. Can you please stop? Have that one-to-one conversation with people. Judy, I love that. I love that so, so much. I mean, you're never too old or too young to do this. Like, anybody can be successful at this. I promise you, it's in you. You just need to build that belief and that confidence.
So
And
let me
if
ask
you need
you, so
Uh-huh.
your first time here, it was 3 years to 12K.
Yeah, it was,
And
it
then
was
you went
2 years
40.
to 12K, but it was like 2.5 years. And then I went on my first trip at 3 years. So I would say 3 years was when I really, like, I went on a trip, I had a team, like, I would say it took me about a solid 3 years.
So 3 years to 12K. And then how long did it take you to go 12 to 40?
Oh man, 12 to 40, 12 to 40 was a much quicker jump. I'd say it was about 6 months.
Okay.
Once I went on that trip, I really built that belief, that confidence in things. And like I said, those were my best seasons, where I just got in the mirror and I believed it. Guys, jump up and down, get excited. Like, I would do that when I was going from 12 to 40. And I'm so glad you asked about that. But I would literally jump up and down. Like, I am 40K. I'm earning a 40K bonus. Like, I'm going here. I'm going there. I'm getting my kids this. Like, I'm doing it. I would do that. And I would I think I did it all by myself always. Like, I didn't really do it in front of people because I probably look crazy if I did, but I would literally jump up and down and get so excited. This is happening. Like, I want you guys to do that. Get excited. I don't want to call it an energy, because I'm not like, but that's like it stirs something in you. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, and I love that you shared that too, because you had said in the beginning, it was like you plugged away for 2 years, 2.5 years, almost 3. And like, I don't have a team yet. Like, what's going on? I'm consistent. I'm doing all the things. I'm staying close to the fire. I'm not building a team. What's happening? Like, I want this so bad, and why not me? But you kept going. And then you hit 12K, you said almost 3 years. But what happened at 12K? You flew to 40K. And so can you imagine if during that first, 2.5 years of initial like struggle, laying the groundwork, building that foundation, you would have like quit then, you would have never seen what would have happened. And so many times you see people throw in the towel right before their breakthrough. And like, you may be a 4K right now and you're like, I've been 4K forever, I want 12K. And 12K could be yours 6 months from now. Guess what? 6 months from now, you hit 12K. The next month you could go 40K. The next month you can go 80K. But that wouldn't happen if you're not there to see it through. So I love that you shared that it took you that long to go 12K, and then the momentum hit. And it was like, and I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but that came with a $40,000 bonus, did it not?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so it was like, when she wanted it, those first 2.5 years, when she wanted it, God was like, not yet, Sue, like, just trust me. And then she earned a $40,000 bonus when she did hit 40K. So I love that. Mindset again is huge. And I feel like so many people roll their eyes. I'm like, oh, mindset. Like, I was just in a 3-way chat with someone, with you, Sue, and I was like, she kept saying she was frustrated. And I'm like, okay, we're going to take that word out of your vocabulary. I don't want to hear that you're frustrated. If you want this, we need to show up and put the, again, energy, like, you don't like saying it, but have that energy around it. Like, you're gonna do this no matter what. And there's a reason when you see people come in and they earn everything, there's a reason when double triples come out. I've only ever missed it like maybe once or twice ever, or when a bonus comes out or a getaway, like, I'm earning it, because the second that's announced in my brain, and you can't tell me otherwise, it's mine. I'm earning it, period. I'm doing whatever it takes to get it done. And there's no way that I'm not doing it. And so I feel like a lot of people will see something, like VIPs or rank advancements, and you're like, oh, but I'm so far away. Oh, but I'm not even thriving for free. But I've talked to everybody and nobody wants it. And I'm sharing and no one's liking my stuff. And it's like, when you show up with that mentality, people can read us like a book in this industry. We're very transparent, and the energy that you give off is like, people can feel that. They can feel that you're not super confident. They can feel that you're not 100% in. And why should somebody give you 100% when you won't give your own business 100%, right? So I wake up every single morning. If you're in any of the chats with me, we do affirmations. And I always tell people, I'm like, don't just type your affirmations and then go continue to be negative all day. Type your affirmations and live them. If your affirmations are that you're 4K, go show up like a 4K. If your affirmations are that you're a 12K, go do the work of a 12K, right? I always tell people, you have to be the person that you want to be before you become her. So many people want to be a 40K, but won't hop on Zooms, but won't, be in 3-way chats, but aren't sampling, but aren't getting to the locals. And it's like, what do you think an 80K does and a 200K does? They do these things, right? They're doing the locals, they're getting in the chats, they're creating the content for their teams, they're helping with the Zooms. And it's like, when I lost 200K, I'll be very transparent about it. When I hit 200K for the very first time, I held it for 1 month and I lost it the next month because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to lead the Zooms. I wasn't ready to, manage a team page. I wasn't ready for that leadership. I was so immature still in that I wasn't ready for that. And so I had to grow and then learn to show up as a 200K would. So show up as the person that you want to be. Mindset is 90% of the battle. There's a reason today people, I'm not saying this to brag, but like, I'm very good at helping, business partners or promoters start with Thrive. And the reason for that is because when I show up, I walk like it, I talk like it, I act like it. Thrive is the bee's knees. You can't tell me otherwise. Like, sorry, wrong number. I'm good where I'm at because what I have can't be beat. And I know that, and I'm so convicted in that, and people know I'm not going anywhere. Be that person. They're going to trust you with their time and their energy and their money when they know you're not going anywhere, because the sad reality is that 90% of people are going to quit on themselves. A lot of people don't make it 6 months. And we're so used to seeing people start and quit and start and quit and start and quit and be consistent and then fall off the map and then be consistent and then fall off the map. And it's like, why am I going to invest my time with you and let you lead me when you're having a hard time leading yourself? Right? So show your network, you're not going anywhere. Be consistent and be excited about it. I promise people are going to buy you before they buy your opportunity. They're going to buy you before they buy your products. So show up with that mindset. And like Sue had said, stand up for yourself. If you're surrounded, and I'm literally like writing, I'm telling you, I'm never too advanced or, you know, whatever to learn. I will always be learning. I'll find someone who's brand new and I'm like, tell me what you're doing, because I see you and I want to know. I love learning from you guys. She said, stand up for yourself. And it really reminded me of a story and that I had to stand up for myself with my dad. When I first started, my dad used to laugh at me and tell me that I was in some Ponzi scheme. And, you know, he was like, you're the big fish and you're eating all the little fish. And I was like, Dad, and I brushed it off for a long time. But every time I saw him, he would say this to me. And it really starts to eat at like your mental health and your own belief in yourself, because I heard this on a podcast. Your mind gravitates towards what it's most familiar with. So if you're most familiar with negative people who don't believe in you, who think you can't do it, who say you'll never make it happen, your mindset is going to gravitate towards that. You're going to start to believe what they're saying. And so you have to surround yourself with the people. And that's why I love you guys, is because I could look at any one of you guys and go, I'm going to be a millionaire. And you're going to go, yes, you are. You're going to be a millionaire, because we all get it. Like we all, and I love that. So limit the time that you spend around with those people who are sucking the energy out of you, who are speaking those negative things over you, and stand your boundaries if you have to. I love my dad, and I know my dad never meant to hurt me intentionally with his words, but it really did. Those words cut me down. And so I had to be honest with him and say, hey, like, I love you. And I get that you're not trying to hurt me, but like, I just don't appreciate you saying those things to me. And if you can't stop, I'm going to have to limit contact with you, because I don't need to be hearing those things spoken over me. I said that to my dad. I did. And I don't care who it is, you know, stand your boundaries. You know, you don't have to understand it. You don't have to agree with it, but I do need you to respect it. If you love me, I need you to respect it. And believe in me. You don't have to believe in this, but believe in me. And so that was years ago. And it's so funny because now he comes over and he tells me how proud he is of me. And I pay him to clean my gutters. And I'm like, hey, Dad. Like, I always mess with him. And he's like, that's enough, Caitlin. But I had to stand those boundaries or set those boundaries. So set your boundaries. Vision board's huge. See your goals. Go touch them, you guys. And I did a live on this in our team page, if you're in our team page, about touching your goals. If you have a goal to hit that auto bonus and get a Cadillac, go test drive a Cadillac. Get yourself behind the wheel of that Cadillac. If you want a home for you and your children, you want to buy your dream home, go walk through an open house. Picture in your head, where would my couch go? Which bedroom would be mine? What would I do? Would I put a fence in the yard? Would we have a pool? Vision what you would want. Go walk through the open house. Go test drive the car. Set a goal for yourself. Maybe have a goal that you're going to enroll 5 new customers this month. And if you hit your goal, take yourself out to that fancy restaurant that you want to become the norm, that you want to be so financially secure that you can go to that restaurant anytime you want, right? Spoil yourself with that, go to that restaurant, touch those goals. It doesn't have to be monetary. If you want to be more active in your church, you know, take a day off and go help. Go volunteer at your church in the soup kitchen, food pantry. Go play bingo with the old people in the nursing homes, right? Like if that's what your goal is, you want time freedom to be able to give. Set a day aside and just go give all day and see how that feels. And know, like, I love that feeling so much. I love the feeling of giving my time. I love the feeling of being behind the wheels of that Cadillac. I love the feeling of walking through that open house of my dream house. When you see those things, you're going to do more subconsciously. You're going to take more action to make it happen. So go touch your goals and then share where you're going. This is the last thing I had written down. And then Sue, if you want to share anything also, you can after this. But Jason said a few years ago at a getaway, and it really stuck with me. Sue, you might even have been at this one because it was a couple of years ago that he said it. He said, where are you going? Share with people where you're going, because you would never walk into an airport and get on an airplane that says destination to be determined. You would never, because yeah, sure, the airplane might be going to the Dominican, but it might not be. Like, you don't know where that airplane's going. So what are the chances that you'd get on it? Now, picture your business as that airplane. Are people going to get on with you if they don't know where you're going? Right? So when you share, talk about how you're helping other people. I want to help Sue hit 12K. I want to help Tasman hit her bonuses and hit 4K. I want to help, you know, I'm trying to go through the names on here. I want to help everybody hit their rank. I'm going to help new auto bonus earners, new VIP earners, new cash bonus earners. I'm going to help these people thrive for free. I'm sharing with my network what I'm doing. I'm not just like, oh, come with me. I'm telling them why, like I'm sharing where we're going. So share that. You know, I used to work with a girl who was going to take her bar exam. And I've shared this before. She was taking her bar exam to become a lawyer. And I used to work with her back when I worked my 9 to 5. And everybody that came in, she would tell them. Her name was Katie too, like coincidentally, she would go, hey, I'm Katie. Just want to let you know that I'm taking my bar exam. I'm in law school, I'm gonna take my bar exam. And she would tell it to everybody that came through the doors. And I was like, Katie, why these people like don't even know you? Why are you sharing with everybody that you're taking this bar exam? And she said, well, stick with me forever. She said, because the next time they come in here, they're gonna ask me about my exam, and I refuse to tell them I failed. I want them to ask me because she's like, I don't want to look at all these people and go, I failed my bar exam. So by sharing it with everybody, motivated her that much more to go past that exam. And she did. Share your goals with people. Share today. You're hitting 4K by the end of the month. Share that you're thriving for free. Share what you're doing. Put it out there and watch if you don't take more action and more steps to make it happen, because we love to be right as humans. We love to be right. And so when you share with people what your goal is, you're not going to want, when people are asking you like, hey, Danielle, did you ever hit that goal? You want to go, yes, I did. Hey, Kayla, did you ever hit your goal? Yes, I did. Hey, Joy, did you hit your goal that you had said that you were going to hit? Yes, I did. You know how good that's going to feel? Put it out there, share it with people. And we've talked about this too, because you were like, I'm going to be so vocal this month about hitting 12K. Put it out there. Do you have anything else that you want to share?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like I just shared it, like, I think it was yesterday, and I had like 2 to 3 customers message me like, hey, I want to order and help you with your goal. Like people truly do want to be a part of that. And so I think that part is so huge. Thank you for sharing that. And I know I saw a comment in the chat about keeping your excitement. And I just want to say, like, for me, it's my faith. And for you guys, might be something deeper. It might be something else, something that, you know, resonates with you. But for me, it's having it really is that vision that Katie talked about of, you know, what is, how do you see your life in the future? And that's what gives me that excitement, is like, I know I'm making kingdom impact, and I know like the Lord tells me to rejoice in all seasons and to be joyful. And so I just encourage you, like, if you need a dose of that, like, go check out like Joyce Meyer or Jill Osteen. You know, start small with those, because I'm telling you, they will build your faith and just give you so much of a feeling of happiness and joy that truly you are meant to be blessed. Like you are destined for that life, right? And it wouldn't be on your heart for no reason. Like I know so many, because you're on this Zoom, you have caught a vision, right? You understand that you deserve good things. You're deserving and you're worthy. And so when you really catch that and you say, I really am, and you understand that it comes from a deep place of like, this is actually meant for me, and you really believe that, you won't lose your joy again, because you'll be like, man, this, like, I see this happening. Like you'll get so excited all over again. Yeah. So I see so many of you guys saying that you like those too. So, you know, put them on in the morning, you know, get really excited, and yes, come to devotional and, you know, get yourself filled up in the morning with me on Zoom, and, you know, exercise helps so much with those happiness endorphins, moving your body around, you know. But spiritually, I would say, you know, find scriptures to stand on if that's your thing. Like I write down a scripture every month, new scriptures to stand on. And, you know, if I'm in a hard season, I start to Google scriptures I can stand on for that, to build that excitement, to build that joy, because joy truly does come from within. And people, again, like Katie said, they feel that within you. If you are despair, if you are, you know, I hit this rank years ago and I haven't hit it for years, you know, and they can really feel that, then, you know, it's not going to happen, because it's just going to be the spiral of it. You're just going to keep portraying that to people. So I say just, you know, really stand on those scriptures and just get it deep down in you that you are meant for this. You are worthy. You are made for this, and you are more than enough. I know of a really good book. This is the last thing I'm going to say, by Caitlin Zick. It's a very quick, easy, fast book, very short book. It's like a 7-day. She walks you through who you are, and so helps with your identity. So Caitlin Zick, music, and I like to go on thrift books. So if you guys ever checked out thrift books, if you're not a big book reader, but it's Look at You Girl. So that's just the last thing I'm going to leave you with. You guys need help with just, developing yourself as a person, because that's so important as a leader, right? You like Katie said, you have to lead people to something, right? They have to understand who you are, what you're about, what you're going for, what you're going to do. Then put those things out there. Don't be scared. I say it all the time. I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. People have watched me work for 5 years. They're probably like, Sue, it's not working, babe. I've had my closest friends tell me network marketing doesn't work. Like, why are you doing this? And I'm like, you know what? I don't need you in my life. Like, I'm good. You can I keep her from a distance because that little stuff can mess with you. So understand, put your goals out there. Like, I don't care how many years I've been saying it. I will be a stay-at-home mom. So
yeah, I love that. And you guys find, like she said, joy in everything. Joy does not come from the rank in your back office. Joy does not come from the number of your check on Tuesdays. Joy does not come from the people who may or may not join you, or joy comes from within. And so there's always something to be joyful about. The fact that you're awake today, that you've opened your eyes, that you have food in the fridge, roof over your head, like find joy in those things, and be grateful for everything. And I share this every single Tuesday, especially because of payday. Be grateful for everything. If you made $10 today, we have 15 minutes. If in 15 minutes you get a $10 check, that's $10 more than you have right now. And be grateful for that. I firmly believe that you're given little, and you to see how you handle it, right? We're given a little bit to see how we handle it and how we take that. So be grateful for everything. I don't think you can ever unlock the next until you're grateful for the now. Because if you can't be grateful for the little you've been given, are you gonna be grateful for the big? Right? Be grateful for everything. You cannot feel defeat and gratitude at the same time. That's why I might sound crazy, but like I'll walk around in the morning and I'm like, I'm so grateful for, heated floors. I'm grateful for the food in my fridge. I'm grateful for my alone time. I'm grateful for our team. I'm grateful for my husband and for my kids. Like I will speak my gratitude out because I have hard days too. Sue has hard days. Some days I don't feel like doing anything. Some days my emotions get the best of me. Some days I cry all day. Some days, I had found out my grandfather is sick. My mom's got MS. I mean, all these things. And like, I could easily lay down and just, accept defeat. Like life's just too hard, but I choose to be grateful for what I have. And so you can't be defeated or sad or anxious while you're feeling gratitude. Gratitude always wins. So find joy in the small things and be grateful for absolutely everything. 3 to 5 years. I love that. I think that's the main thing that we should take away from today. 3 to 5 years. Are you willing to work 3 to 5 years for yourself? I think it's completely crazy that the average life expectancy in the US is like 77. Okay. So we retire at 65. So we're supposed to work for 50 years to have 12 years of freedom? How many people are out here working until they're 65, dying a year later? You guys, come on. I mean, no hate to you if you're in corporate America. Like we need doctors, we need teachers, we need nurses, we need these people. But it's like, if you have something more in you and you want more and you have more for your life, don't give up on yourself because it's there for a reason. You're fully equipped and armored up and ready for what God has for you, but you have to put in the footsteps. Okay. It's like when the guy's in the ocean and he's, the rescue boats come and he's like, no, God's going to save me. God's going to save me. And the rescue boats keep coming. He's like, nope, God's going to save me. He drowns, he gets to heaven. And he's like, God, I thought you were going to save me. He's like, I did. I sent you boats. You didn't get on, right? Like, this is the boat. This could save you. This could be everything that you need and more. Just don't give up on yourself, truly. So thank you, Sue. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for getting on. Happy payday. On Tuesdays, we get paid twice. We get paid with this because it's so good. There's so many nuggets. And then we also get paid at 1 o'clock. Or 1 o'clock Eastern for me. It's probably still like 10 a.m. for you, Sue. So be grateful, share about it. You are more relatable paying for gas, groceries, and diapers than you are buying a Louis bag. You're more relatable saving up or taking your kids to Chick-fil-A or the amusement park than you are going out and financing a brand new vehicle. Like, people are just trying to pay their bills these days. People are just trying to make ends meet. People are just trying to fill that gap from paycheck to paycheck. So share that. And I have to remind myself sometimes too, I'm like, nobody wants to see the thousands of dollars. Like, yeah, you know what? It's cool. And when you get there, it's such a blessing, but like, you have to meet people where they're at. And right now, people just want that lifeboat to help them get by. It's a hard time right now. And so we're selfish not to share it. We're very selfish not to share it. Make sure you share. Thank you guys for getting on. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.